Okay. I've got a lot of cut from this. This could be an editing nightmare for me.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We both are responsible. Okay.
Hi, I'm Bridget.
And I'm Maddie. Welcome to Baddy Breakdowns, where we hang out, have fun, and play games all the way to the end. Today, we're going to talk about American Arcadia. We'll give you the breakdown from the critical reception to our reception. Then we'll take you on a deep dive into the game as we share our own experiences and opinions while playing it. Last but not least, we'll close with our personal rating for the game. And with that, let's escape Arcadia.
Ooh, what a good intro, Maddie. It's
Thank
not like
you.
I just sat here and watched you type it. She can't edit that out.
Live workshop.
Okay, I have our description today and our critical reception. So should I just jump in?
Yeah.
So, like Maddie said, we're playing our American Arcadia, which was a recommendation from a lovely listener.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. After playing it, I fully understood why this was recommended to us. So I'm excited to talk about it. I do think it was a great selection, and I would like to publicly apologize to Nick for taking so long to play it.
Oh my god, chill. Okay.
Let's go ahead and jump into our description. So the American Arcadia is a cinematic puzzle game that combines a 2.5D platformer and first-person game to tell the tale of a thrilling escape. Experience the extraordinary story of Trevor, an average man escaping from the world's most popular reality TV show.
Bridget.
What?
Did you know that the creators of this game, out of the blue, also made Call of the Sea?
I did know that. I saw that. And I loved Call of the Sea. Did you play that?
Yeah, I liked it a lot too.
Yeah, it's really good.
I just thought that was fun.
I think that the story on that one was actually quite good also. So it connects, I think.
Yeah. I really liked Call of the Sea, actually. I feel like I remember having a lot of fun with it. And like thinking it was really interesting. And the direction they went with the story was very unique, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I was going to say, I saw a list of all the games, and there were quite a few of them on there, actually. So I need to get playing. I think they had like 2 or 3 more.
No, they had DLC. They have like DLC for Call of the Sea.
Oh, I see.
And then they have American Arcadia was actually their last one that they made, and it was in 2023.
Vigilante Diaries. That was the one that I was thinking of.
That's their new one. It's not released yet.
Oh, it's not released yet. Well, it looked very cool.
That's the one that they're currently working on. It's like a journal-based gameplay experience of like selecting choices. It's very like narrative RPG-y is what they've described it as. It looked really interesting as a concept. They haven't talked a ton about it. I think they just released a demo, and I saw on the Reddit that they have like been promoting their demo. And it was like the first time that they've been like doing stuff since American Arcadia released like 2
that makes
years ago.
sense.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, 2 years is pretty fast turnaround for a lot of these studios, we have discovered.
And I mean, they have a demo, so it's not like the full game.
Yeah, totally.
It's interesting. It's on the Reddit thread for Vigilante Diaries that I found, they talked about how they wanted it to be an exploration for what you would do to survive, which was really interesting.
I like that.
And it was like kind of
Is it like how far you're willing to go? Because I feel like I'm willing to go pretty far.
Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering how that's going to play out in a game format because the stakes are so much lower in a game format. Right?
I know that you say that, but do you not get emotional over the choices that you generally make in video games?
I feel like if it was like, if I was in a video game and they were like, shoot this puppy or I shoot you in game over, then I would shoot the puppy.
You would shoot the puppy? Although I guess I'm saying that and I did kill a child in High on Life, and I did that willingly and happily, so...
But that's what I mean is I feel like in games, if well, you know, and that's why I'm interested to see how they execute it. And we've gone fully off book here, but
that's okay.
It's an interesting concept to explore. I'm not sure how well it will work in the game format, I guess.
Yeah, well, future episode, years from now.
Years from now, we can play it and see how it happens. And they're also the studio's based in Madrid, Spain.
That's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because a lot of their games are like culturally American.
I mean, this one is literally called American Arcadia.
Yeah, and it's based off of Walt Disney and Disney stuff.
I saw that. I want to talk about that a little bit more as you do like the intro to the game, because call me a dumbass. That's fine. I don't know that I fully connected those dots until literally after the game. Well, like I thought about it, but I didn't really like think about it heavily. I was just like, oh, it's like the amusement park, Walt Disney, haha. But like I never actually thought about all of the connections. And then I was reading the wiki afterwards because I wanted to like write up a summary of everything. And there was like this whole section on it. And I was just like, oh. I just didn't. I thought it was just like a light thing. I don't know, a little silly. That's fine.
No, it's heavily based off of Walt Disney because he had this concept and idea of the city of tomorrow. That's what Tomorrowland.
I never saw Tomorrowland.
No, like that's the in the park, Tomorrowland. The Disney. Is
that a part of the park?
Yes.
Is that a part of the park? Which part?
Yes, the futuristic part.
I've been to Walt Disney World twice, and I've only been to Epcot both times, and then the other time I was like 5th grade.
And Epcot counts too, right? He was like, Walt Disney was like really, like he had these ideas of like these cities of tomorrow. Epcot was one of them, Tomorrowland, and then there's like a whole like City of Tomorrow ride.
I feel like I'm really out.
So shitty.
I'm so out of date on the
I guess
Walt
I
Disney
am
lore.
Showing the fact that my uncle worked at Disney World growing up. I went every year.
Yes,
so.
That sounds like somebody who's a Disney adult, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh my god, Bridget. A Disney adult? I've literally not been to Disney since I was 18.
There's no
You cannot be out here calling me a Disney adult. Because I went to Disney World as a kid. It's not a line crossed. It's just not true.
It's true. I've never seen you personally decorate your house with Mickey Mouse ears, so I feel like that's probably a sign.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Maddie has been IMing me about planning trips to Disney World, so we know how this...
I want to go see the new Universal Park. It's Universal, first of all.
You're right.
They have a new park, and it has Nintendo. Speaking of Nintendo.
You're right. We'll go.
And that does not make me a Disney adult. All right, chat, tell me, does wanting to go to Universal Studios make you a Disney adult?
Shut up.
Okay. All right, we've gotten so far off track. Please continue your critical reception.
Yes, critical reception. So on Steam, it has a very positive of 94%. Mm-hmm. Metacritic only had a 77%, which I thought was interesting. Also, it doesn't really have a lot of reviews. There's only 2,500-ish reviews of all time, which really is not that many.
Under the radar game. Yeah.
Yes, really is not that many. The pros that stood out in the reviews were things like art style. A lot of people loved the voice acting, the storytelling. A lot of people called out really enjoying the ending, which is interesting because I got a text from Maddie saying the ending. So we'll get to that, I guess. And then the cons that seemed to stand out were, I don't know, your typical cons that you get with more narrative-driven, walking simulator-esque games. Lack of gameplay, a little bit issues with the pacing, cutscene length, things like that. Some people seem to have tech issues, which I didn't experience any of those. So that does... Oh, you did? Oh, that's such a bummer. I didn't hit any issues at all there. But overall, those seem to be the general consensus. What I found that was most interesting about this game, in comparison to the other kind of critical receptions that we normally do, is usually like the pros and cons. I won't say that they'll like be butting up against each other, but you can tell that there's like very clear like camps of people. In this one, the people who identified the pros and liked the games still identified the cons and still said that they liked the games. And people who like said, no, I wouldn't recommend it, and like identified the cons also identified the pros and said that part was good. They just didn't like it. So it was really interesting because everyone was kind of saying the same thing. It's just you fell on the fence of whether or not you liked it or you didn't like it. Yeah, which I thought was quite interesting for a review section, because normally they're much different than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more people disagreeing about elements, whereas this was like people felt like they were super on the same page. It's just that some people liked it and some people didn't, which I found quite interesting. And yeah, that's critical reception for today. I would say short and sweet, but we went off on a non-short and sweet tangent. So there you go. Done.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. That was really fun. I feel like for me, before we get into the details on when I think about whether I'd recommend it, there's a couple games that I pulled out of games that I've played before that I felt were really similar that I think would tell you if this kind of game would be for you. Artful Escape. Did you ever play that one? With the guitar playing. So it's very similar in style to Artful Escape Somerville, which we played for the podcast, Planet of Lana, which we also played for the podcast. Like, I thought it's very like side scroll mix of light platform, light puzzle, narrative based games. And if that's up your alley, I would recommend it. Like, if you enjoyed Artful Escape Somerville, Planet of Lana, I would recommend it. If you have never played those games and you want like a point of reference, like it's not very long. I think it's 7 hours is how long it took me to beat it. If you're interested, and this is probably what I was recommended to Bridget, which makes a ton of sense. If you're interested in like reality TV type things and
The Truman Show.
Well, that felt spoilery to me.
That's not spoilery. You can get that out if you want to, then. That's fine.
I was trying to think of it if like how I would describe The Truman Show without saying The Truman Show, but it doesn't really work. But yeah, I think if you enjoy
watching life sim streamer. No, I'm just kidding. cut all that.
Maybe like if you enjoy watching reality TV shows or exploring the themes of reality TV and kind of what we were saying, it's very based in Walt Disney's ideals for cities. Like, I think if that piques your interest, then you would probably have a good time with this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that the storytelling was quite well done. I really enjoyed how they did it. And without being too spoilery, the concept itself I found super compelling and I really enjoyed. But I am the kind of person who does love reality TV. I'm a super big fan of it. And being able to Maddie's point, explore like different facets of it was pretty interesting. And I really enjoyed like the voice acting and pieces like that. So if you're here for gameplay and you want like a super tough puzzler, or you want something that is like super in depth there, you're really not going to get that here.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. You're not going to get it. And if you are instead, honestly, it's more like watching a movie for a lot of the pieces.
It's like playing a movie, yeah.
It's like playing a movie.
You're literally just moving him to the side.
Yes, and there is like pieces of gameplay, but really at the end of the day, I felt just like I was watching a movie. I was all about that, but if that's not what you want, then I don't think I would pick this up. But if you are interested in really narrative-driven, like gameplay movie-esque things, I thought it was actually one of the more movie-esque games that I've ever played. It was very, very movie. Like the whole intro sequence was very movie. So I would recommend it for what it's worth. I really enjoyed it.
I liked it too. Okay.
Okay. Are we ready for spoiler section?
We're ready to deep dive into the game. I'm making a diving.
I don't think she knows how to swim.
It's a dive. It's not a swim. It's a dive.
I know.
I did have one of my friends teach me how to dive 2 years ago. Shout out to Adil.
Oh, that's fun. I don't know how to dive. Yeah.
I didn't know either. She taught me. You just gotta go for it. That's the trick. You just gotta go head first into the water. Like you have to jump to get momentum to go more towards your head, and you have to just commit.
God. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I can commit. I can cannonball. I'm really good at that.
Does that take special skills? I don't know.
Did I say it took special skills?
I guess not. Okay, what is happening? What is going on with this podcast episode?
You're gonna have a fun time editing.
We're having a good time. Okay.
First impressions?
Go for it.
I had the immediate, and I don't know that if this is actually true or false now after playing the game, but I immediately got vibes of Fallout and the Jetsons.
Interesting.
Was like the vibe that I got because it was very 50s, like retro,
very retro,
and Fallout,
very mid-century modern.
Yeah. Perfect. The Fallout games, similarly, like Outer Worlds, all of those futuristic, doomsday-esque type of things really lean into that era. So I think immediately I connect that era with like, oh, something's going on here.
Yeah, it's like the future retro.
It's future retro, and so it definitely had that similar vibe. And then the Jetsons, I don't know why the Jetsons popped into my head, but it did. It just felt very Jetsons-y.
That's exactly, the Jetsons are similar. It's future retro.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, whatever. I was on the ball. But I got that vibe right away. I thought that I recognized the voice actor, and then I don't think I actually did. But there was a moment where I was like, that sounds kind of familiar. And right away, I was super into the, like, 2 weeks before that dreadful day. Like, there was a big card scene with, like, the text on the card, and it felt very, like, delightful. And I just loved the vibes. I did note that it was the longest intro that I've ever experienced in my life at some point. Like,
oh my God.
The amount of time that the intro takes before there is an ounce of gameplay. Oh, it was long. But
really, that did not stand out to me.
Really? It was so long. It was a super long intro, and then once you can finally start doing stuff, you're just moving to the right. That's all you're doing. And so I literally took a note where I was like, I have not really gotten to a game so far, but I'm enjoying it, and that was what I wrote.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
My first impressions, very similar, but my reference was The Incredibles, which is another future retro.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It gave me those vibes. And then the other thing that I wrote was, where are their noses? They don't have noses!
Later. I was like, you could have added noses.
They have no noses. Where are they? How do they smell things? The mustache has nothing to sit under.
It's the future. They don't need noses.
They don't need noses in the future. I think what did bug me right at the beginning is I think it took a little bit for I was playing this on my handheld, my ROG, It's not the most high-powered device or whatever, so I was a little bit worried it was maybe the device over the game itself. But at the beginning, I was having a lot of issues with, like, the transitions. Like, when you would walk... Because essentially, it's a side-scroller. And you go from one scene to the next scene, and there's, like, a smooth transition usually between the two. But I had a lot of issues with that being clunky a little bit, and I couldn't tell if it was the device or the game.
That's interesting.
And I think based on what you're saying, it probably was like the device, because you weren't experiencing it on yours.
I wasn't experiencing it on mine. I do wonder, because I did read about some people having tech issues with it, so maybe a little bit of both. But no, mine was super
like
smooth.
Stuttering. It was like stuttering a little bit, and I knew it was supposed to be a smooth transition, and so it just was like
kind of took you out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And then I immediately clocked that it was The Truman Show, which I didn't read the game description, so I don't know if they spoil that in the game description.
I mean, I read it. I don't think they spoiled it.
I said, I think this is a Truman Show. And then they reveal pretty early on that it's The Truman Show, but it's of the entire city, which is kind of wild.
I loved it. It actually reminded me of, did you ever read that book by Margaret Peterson Haddix as a kid? Where they live as a part of this historical village, and people actually go and visit the village, like a la Westworld, but before Westworld.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so it was like this whole entire community that thought they just lived this way, and really it was fake. It was all faked. It was very similar-ish to, like, it wasn't a reality TV show, but it was like an entire community that believed one thing about their lives, but really it was all faked. They lived in the modern world. They were just this sad little community in history, whatever. And that's the vibe I got from this. I was like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah. And you just dropped, like, because, and we kind of talked about it with the reality show, but essentially the reveal, and this is pretty early on in the game,
very
because
early.
It spurs him wanting to escape, is he finds out that he lives in a massive dome that is all a Truman Show, where the entire city is a reality TV show for the outside world. And every person has, like, cameras on them at all times, and you can follow, like, your favorite citizens of Arcadia. And he has no followers.
He has no followers, which is so surprising to me. I feel like there's, like, an area of Tumblr that would follow all the little, like, loners. I feel like that would exist if this is real.
He has no friends in real life except for his pet turtle.
And Gus, kinda.
Kind of. They're not actually friends. They're just like work
They're friendly.
friends.
They're friendly.
And he lives this small little quiet life, Trevor. I thought it was really funny when they made jokes about how he was 28. They're like, I thought you were fucking 40, dude.
Yes. And he keeps working the turtle into the conversation. And then they're just like, why are you still talking about your turtle?
It's good. So he has the premise of the game is early on, he's going to work, and his workmate buddy Gus disappears one day, and they say that he's won this travel grant. And then the next day comes along, or the next couple days come along, and somebody contacts him from the outside world and says, you're about to be kidnapped and killed. We got to get you. Gus is dead. You're going to be kidnapped and killed. We got to get you out of here. And then he starts running away. And then you learn that Angela is the person on the outside who works for Walton Media, which is the company that runs American Arcadia. And she's helping him escape. So the gameplay mechanics I actually thought were so interesting and cool, which is you're playing as Trevor, but then you have moments where you can CCTV as Angela and, like, mess with environmental elements to do different platforms, different whatever. And then, yeah, that sets off the whole adventure. So Angela's helping him via CCTV and object manipulation, and then Trevor is just trying to get out.
Yeah. And like we learn very little about the world at this point, other than the fact that this guy goes to work at this company. The company is like a shell. It doesn't really do anything. We learn that really quickly. And then other than that, I don't really think we know much about the world, like, at all at this point. And we don't even really know to trust Angela, if I'm being really honest with you. I trusted her in general just because the way that they portrayed her was like, you're supposed to trust her. But there were a few times at the beginning where I was like, well, I don't know if she's actually like the good person or the bad person or some neutral kind of entity. You really just don't know.
So I thought pretty early on that, I can't decide if I wanted to say it now or say it later. I have a note pretty early on. It's like literally like one of my first notes where I said, I wonder if this is going to be Truman Show Inception, where it's going to be Inception on Angela helping him get out, where that is
interesting.
A show. That was one of my thoughts early on. And then as it went on, I said, nah, I don't think that's it.
Nah. Yeah. I don't think I had any strong things at the beginning. I think I was literally just like, oh, it's a reality TV show, Truman Show. So do we want to talk through, I don't know if we have to go chapter by chapter, or if we want to just kind of talk about the general maybe environment, story, like, what am I trying to say?
And maybe we just go through it this way, where we kind of start doing our experience as we're going through the game of, at the beginning, totally. You're just trying to get out as Trevor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're trusting Angela. She's helping you. I mean, you're also Angela in a way through the CCTV object stuff. And then the whole goal is to get to a hotel where Angela has said that she has set it up where at this hotel you have a badge that says that you are a visitor of American Arcadia and can leave. And that's when you learn in the world that people visit American Arcadia from the outside world, and they like have to do a whole thing about don't break the fourth wall. I was like, there's no fucking way an idiot isn't gonna go and
isn't gonna immediately break the fourth wall. Right? Immediately. Absolutely.
I know I have to suspend my disbelief there, but I was just like, no fucking way. And they were even talking about how people go in and have relationships with American Arcadia citizens, and how creepy is that?
I understand that that's creepy. I'm so wildly unsurprised. I also understand that this is quite a moral dilemma and that this thing shouldn't actually exist in real life. But I promise you, Maddie, I would watch this. And I know that probably makes me a terrible person. I acknowledge this. But like, I watch the Big Brother live feeds, so.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair.
I think that there is probably no way that they could actually keep it a secret. So I fully agree with you there. I definitely think that people would visit, and depending on the screening beforehand and maybe the outcomes if you were to spoil it, like knowing that you lose your favorite show or whatever, maybe that's enough of an incentive to not spill the beans. But I 100% believe that somebody would have spilled it almost immediately.
Yeah, almost immediately. They would just slip up. And the other thing that's super interesting is in American Arcadia, it's 70s style and vibe.
Yeah.
And when people visit, it's in 2023, but they think they're in the 70s. And in 2023, the fashion is very different, and so they make people dress up and they just look silly.
And they have whole little shops like before you go in where you can buy themed clothing so that you match.
And like, what about the person that's got like a pink mohawk? I guess they just won't let them visit.
Yeah, I just don't think they let them visit or like wear a wig. Like, because they had actual strict dress code requirements, and you had to leave your phone behind because you couldn't have anything that was like future technology. You had to seem like you were a part of this era. And then during parts of the game, the main character gets complimented by people from the outside being like, wow, your fit looks so good.
It looks so authentic.
Yeah, it's so authentic.
It looks great.
Yeah. But Angela, on the other side of this, as you're trying to escape, I actually really enjoyed her gameplay when it was focused on her.
I thought they did a really good job of jumping back and forth between them, too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I wasn't expecting it at first. Like, I thought it was mostly going to be, like, the CCTV camera control and him. Like, honestly, that's... a lot of games have a mechanic like that, straightforward enough, you know, and then that's just what the mechanic is. So when it jumped into Angela's view, I was like, oh, this is really fun. And I thought that so Angela's actually not in platformer. She's in first person. So you actually walk around the environment and interact. And she is like a hacker.
3D.
Yeah, in 3D. Yeah, and so she's a hacker, and you get a glimpse into what's happening production side because she works for production. She's an insider, and I thought
she's
that was a
assigned
fun...
to certain citizens, and that's why she's assigned to Trevor.
Yes, and so she knows who he is, and she's his only follower. He only has one, technically.
And it's Angela, his handler, his producer.
Which he didn't know existed.
Yeah.
But she goes by the name Kovacs at first, so we don't actually know who she is. She's a lot more mysterious with like the deep whatever. But she immediately
for Trevor. And then when that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Forgot
about
that.
that.
And you meet like her boss and the security guy who, of course, his last name is Javert and acts very Javert-like. And all of these characters that exist in this outside world, separate from this 70s world that your main character, Trevor, is trying to escape from. But I did really enjoy the dichotomy. I thought that was an enjoyable aspect of it.
I did too. I also thought the transitions were really clever. So, for example, like in one of them, at the very beginning, when Trevor starts trying to escape, her boss, Kendra, is like, knock, knock, knock. And then it zooms out of the laptop, and then you're like, "Oh, Kendra," and she's like, "Oh," and then Kendra's like, "Well, we have somebody that's trying to escape, and like, do you know anything about this?" She's like, "No, I don't know anything about it." And then the security guy comes in and starts grilling her, and then you have this really fun, intricate thing where you're trying to help Trevor at the same time as like
that was really fun
answering questions from the security guard, and you can't like mess it up or he'll look at your computer screen and be like, what are you doing? I just thought it was really clever how they did the transitions between, and there was like another one that I thought was really funny where Angela needed to go do some stuff and Trevor was like, don't worry about me, I'll just play this video game for 4 hours or whatever. I really liked the jumping back and forth. Like I think they did that really well.
I agree. And it was a really fun surprise, that very first transition with like the knock and the pullback. And you're just like, oh, yeah, it was really fun. It was really delightful. And I think Angela had some kind of fun puzzles too. So there was a point near the beginning where she tells Trevor, oh, there's going to be a key card for you to prove you're a visitor. And then you kind of like go back in time-ish to see her planting the key card. And you actually get to see the museum, and there's a whole little mini roller coaster ride in there of like going through the making of this little town. And I thought that was really fun too. There was like a tiny, tiny puzzle in there with like suitcases diverting them and that kind of thing, which I thought was cute. But the environment design I thought was really fun for that section.
Yeah, I agree. And so as you go through it, and Angela is helping Trevor, and then you have this really intense, like overly intense security guard, like comically intense security guard trying to figure out what's happening because they think there's a man on the inside. And so that's the other thing that Angela's having to go through, is they're starting to investigate all of the employees and like check all of their credentials and all of this stuff. And she has to do these things to like prevent herself from being found out. And the thing that you start to learn is that as the game goes along, is that there is a group of people, the breakout 6, or I think that's what it's called, that have escaped Arcadia a while back. And all of these security measures were put in place like after they had escaped. And one of them, number 6, I think.
Yeah, number 6.
Has been helping Angela, like directing Angela to help Trevor. But he's kind of, or the person that has the voice box thing.
Yeah.
He's also kind of in the mix and giving Angela advice to help Trevor escape.
When they introduced number 6, I immediately didn't really trust. Yeah, very, very, very sketchy right away.
Yeah. That's the first thing I wrote too. I was like, number 6 seems sketchy.
Yes. And I had hypotheses as I went on who number 6 could be. I actually thought it was going to be the cop. I really did.
Oh, interesting.
And I would have died on that hill for at least 5 chapters.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was not correct, guys. Spoiler.
Well, so I kept going back and forth because I was like, he seems sketch, but then he actually did help her get into the building. And I was like,
true.
Huh. I don't know what's going on here. And that's when I was then I went back to my Truman Show Inception theory, where I thought Angela was also being
in a reality show.
In a reality show. Exactly.
Yeah.
Not her being in on it, but like her being
in a second,
recorded too. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that as an idea. I never would have considered that the idea of a second one was absolutely nowhere in my thought process. Absolutely nowhere. I thought that there was like a weird conspiracy maybe happening because like I was probably influenced a little bit by the Truman Show, just because, you know, a big part of the Truman Show, right, is the girl he falls in love with, who is a part of a group of people who really want the show to end, because obviously it's pretty much slavery, right? Like, it's very not ethical. And so in my head, I thought it was super realistic that there was a group of people that would be wanting to bust them out.
Yeah,
but
totally.
I thought that it had to be somewhat sketchy, if only because you can't have a main character like number 6 who kept coming up and then have them not be somebody that you'd already interacted with. Otherwise, I felt like it would land pretty poorly.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of the game, actually, instead of thinking about what actually was going on, I was just trying to figure out who that was.
Who number 6 was. Yeah, that's funny.
Like, that's the key, I feel like, which, to be fair, I do think it ended up being the key.
It's a huge key. It's a huge piece of it.
I just didn't figure it out. So, boo on me. Yeah.
No. That's a huge piece of it. The other thing that started getting really harrowing, like as you learn more about the world. So the other thing is that, of course, things are going wrong. And as Trevor tries to escape, you also learn that he has this thing in his brain that prevents him from leaving.
Yeah.
It's called a jingle that they blast at the edge of Arcadia, so that people who are in Arcadia and they have this thing in their brain, this chip in their brain, it hurts, like physically, it hurts them to try to leave. And
which they say they're born with, theoretically. I don't know if I believe that, but they say they were.
No.
They said they were.
But you start learning about these laws that were passed in favor, like these corporate favor laws that were passed in this imaginary world that are just so fucked. Like, so fucked.
And it's so sad because I'm just not surprised. I'm like imagining Walt Disney lobbying for this, and I'm like, I think you could have done it.
No, I think you're totally right. Like it like one of the newspaper articles that like flashes was like they get the right to adopt. Like the company got the right to adopt babies. How fucking icky is that? But I could see it happening in this world, which is so sad and depressing.
Again, so sad and depressing. I wish I could watch a fake version of it. Or like, if it was like Big Brother where they all signed up to go and be okay with it and they get like paid for, you know what I mean? Like if they just a different version of live streaming and they were just chill with that. Although if you watch the movie The Circle, I think they do that.
City. Well, you know, I think to your point, there's something here where it's like, if you do the entire city of people,
Yes.
and you're like, hey, your every move is going to be recorded and it's going to be a reality show, but you get to live here for free.
You don't have to
get
work.
to eat for free.
Yeah.
Your work is stupid. You do have to work, but it's stupid. It doesn't mean anything.
It literally means nothing. Yeah.
Not high stress. And I bet so many people would sign up for that. And you get an apartment. Yeah.
Yeah, you get an apartment, you get pets, you can
get
fall in love, you can get
city
married.
with trains.
You go to clubs. They had clubs. Yeah. They had bars. They had restaurants. Like, it was a whole city. So, like, I feel like there is a still mildly not ethical, because then you have to ask the question, okay, would you end up with a lot of people who couldn't afford to do anything else?
And
so
then that's the Squid
exploitation.
Games, right?
And yeah, exactly. So still probably some element of not ethical here. But it was absolute, while it was insanity, so close to reality with those like mandates and stuff, that I was like, ooh, it kind of hit a little too close.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I was like, scary. A little bit scary. It's like, to me, it drew big comparisons for me with the Citizens United ruling of like, oh, corporations are people and they can donate to campaigns, which is like the end of our political financing and why we're so fucked today. Like, that's what the court cases felt like they were referring to for me.
Yeah. I was thinking about it more of like family vloggers, where the children don't get paid for it, but they're like required to, by their parents, right, be a part of this constant vigilance. And having their whole lives exploited on the internet. Like, that's very real. And there are no legislation, really. I think California just passed a thing that said you had to save some money for them because they are working. And even then, family vloggers in California have like started moving out of California because they have to pay their children. Yeah. Like, I don't like family vloggers. I'm a big anti-family vlogger.
Yucky.
Yeah, I'm very anti.
If you're making money off your kids, then they need to get some of that.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
least, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't. There's no really laws around it. And this really reminded me of that because, okay, even if corporations could adopt children, you still shouldn't be able to exploit your children. Like, you still shouldn't be able to do that.
But for some reason they can.
But they can. But again, if it was like Big Brother, but a whole city, I would watch those live feeds like nobody's business.
Yeah. It'd be pretty interesting. It'd be really interesting.
I think it would.
Okay. So as you continue in the game, you get to a point where you're, as Angela, you are trying to deprogram Trevor's brain so that he can leave and the jingle doesn't impact him anymore. Those were probably my favorite puzzles, actually, of the game.
Oh.
I'm curious which ones yours were.
So you're talking about, when you say those ones, were you thinking the like puzzle swaps as you were trying to get access to go change the like brain jingle, or
no? I like
other
the
puzzles?
Like looking around the room and like scanning the different things and like figuring out like what specifically would deprogram Trevor's brain.
Yeah, like motorcycles. Was one of the ones. Yeah, totally.
Pet Trevor. And music, because Trevor really likes music.
Yeah, he's a sweetie. He's just an average guy.
Yeah.
He's just an average guy.
Yeah.
One thing that I did think was interesting about the jingle is that they did also give you the core principles of the jingle, which are also horrifying, which were like the aspiration, suppression, strengthen, and distortion.
Yeah.
And like that's what the jingle is supposed to be doing. So like the thing Maddie is talking about is when you're like reconfiguring those things so that you aspire to be free and you suppress your fear, and that's like what you're trying to do instead of the opposite, right? Like you aspire to be the same and whatever.
Yeah, because that's what they've programmed in their brains so that they don't want to escape. Yeah, you don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
you just want to stay here.
Exactly. Somebody programmed that in my brain sometimes, so that's fine. I think that those puzzles were fun. There was a part of it that I missed where I missed one of the key cards and I pretty much back solved without it, and then I finally found the last key card, so I felt a little bit dumb for that. But I think actually some of my more favorite puzzles were of the earlier ones with like the suitcase diversion and like that aspect I actually think I really enjoyed. The platforming puzzles were pretty basic for me. I actually saw a lot of comments of people saying that the gameplay was obtuse in those chase sequences when you were Trevor, and that they had to repeat a lot of it, but I don't think I ever really had to repeat stuff. Really? No. I think I had like repeat. One that I had to do like one time. I got
kind of annoyed a couple of times. So there was one with like the crane swinging around.
Oh, yeah.
I had to repeat that. It was annoying because I was like just off on the timing of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Maybe I
didn't like that one. I had to repeat the drone one a lot, like the helicopter. Sorry, not the drone. The helicopter shooting at you.
I did. That was the one that I had to repeat. Was the helicopter shooting at me? There's like one section. Yeah.
Well, and if you peeked out just a little bit too much, it would immediately shoot you, and it was really annoying. Where it was like, you wanted to be close to the edge so that you could dash in the amount of time, but if you were too much, it would hit you. And I was like, it didn't feel like the hitbox was right on that sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But nothing was particularly bad. I hated the freaking bird tail.
Oh, the bird head
so
tail.
Annoying.
I thought that one was cute. I also really liked the oh god, what was it? Oh, when you were Angela and you were trying to hide your stuff from your boss. I thought that one was really fun. I did have to repeat that one once, but I really liked that one because you're like scrambling around to hide all the stuff.
I had to repeat it twice because I totally didn't look at the whiteboard.
Oh, the whiteboard was the first thing I noticed, and the thing that I missed was like a poster on the wall or something, and I was like, because like I had spent so in Angela's apartment, she puts up like 1 million post-its on the thing, and I cleared out everything.
The first
and then
one I was taking the stickies down.
I took them down individually, and then I was like, oh, this is never gonna work, and then it was too late, and she jammed it. So like it took me the second time to get through that when I was like, oh my god, I could have just closed the curtain. That's so silly. But I really liked that one a lot too. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I had to repeat that one a couple of times. One of the weird like tech issues that I ran into once is in the platforming is somehow I ended up in an old area, but it wasn't like it was when I was running away from something, and sometimes you have to like go forward and backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
And I backtracked maybe too much, but the game let me backtrack too much. And then I ran into an old like character dialogue, and it started just playing that character dialogue because it was from the old area. And so it was like playing the old dialogue, but the characters weren't there anymore. And then it was like this really weird, like layered experience where it was also doing the new scene dialogue on top of it. And it was like at the same time. And it was because I just ended up in an old area again. And I had to, that was the biggest tech issue that I had. And I had to force quit and reopen the game and restart from chapter.
Yeah, that sounds pretty annoying because you probably lost a lot of progress too.
Like enough for it to be annoying, but not like a devastating amount.
Enough for you to like pick it back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The character that we haven't talked about yet is Vivian, which is the like
host
of this TV show, and you realize is the daughter of Walton who had died, or one of them.
Granddaughter?
And so she's also like
remember.
the family heir to Walton Media. And so she's the host of American Arcadia. And so part of this is also like running into her a couple of times. Like Trevor runs in, like she tries to talk Trevor down because you learn Gus actually was not killed.
No.
Which is great. I love that Gus wasn't killed. That would be awful.
I still didn't buy it when what she was selling. When she was like, look, it's Gus, he's on the screen. I was like, is actually Gus alive, or is this like faked? Like, I feel like they could fake it, right?
Yeah, but they didn't kill him, which is great. Glad to know there's a line they wouldn't cross. And then later on, so she tries to get Trevor to sign a document that that he won't like talk bad about the company, and then he'll move out to where Gus is, which is like this little outer Arcadia for the citizens that don't have very many followers and are unprofitable.
All the losers. It's just your average Joe suburbia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably would have loved that life.
I bet those parties at Chili's are wild.
Yeah. I feel like Trevor probably would have been just fine there.
Oh, he would have loved it. He would have been like, take me there. Yeah. And there was a couple of times where he literally kind of alludes to that, where he's like, that place seemed pretty nice, though. Why am I doing this again?
Yeah, why am I trying to break out? Like, that felt fine. Okay, should we talk about the very end? Or do you have other things you want to mention?
I think the last thing that I think is worth mentioning is to reprogram the brain, like we had mentioned before. There's this whole sequence where Angela leaves for a period of time. I can't remember why she has to be away from computer, but she has to be away. And so number 6 takes over the communications with Trevor, and you actually go to like a drive-in in the very old part of Arcadia, so like where the town first started, this really old small town where the original 6 escaped from. And so what they were going to do is there's a tunnel immediately that goes from inside to outside. There's not like a big long thing, so they were going to reprogram their brain, and then he was going to drive through the tunnel. And one, again, got terrible vibes from number 6 the entire time. Yeah. But then other than that, I actually really loved this sequence while he was in his brain reprogramming, because it was this platforming shenanigan. We talked about the bird piece, which I think was birds. No, birds wasn't part of the brain programming. No. But there were a whole
You're kind of revisiting some of the stuff that you've played.
Yes. And each area that you're like each thing that you've reprogrammed references something about Trevor or about the world. So there's like a whole area where your like turtle finally shows up, or like you're going through the TV screens into these different sets. And I really loved the level design of that aspect. Like I thought that one was really delightful. And at first Trevor's like, man, that didn't even work. And then it's like, just kidding. You're literally in the middle of reprogramming your own brain. And I thought that was really fun.
Yeah. I liked I liked that too. Although I did kind of feel like the reprogramming, I was worried that number 6 was making him not reprogram the brain.
I was worried about that too. Or like doing something totally different. Messing with him even further. I was like, what is he doing to his brain? I was super worried about that. Fully
But then it ended up not being that.
No, it wasn't that at all. It was totally fine. Now we get to talk about what I thought was the coolest part of the whole freaking game.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong, but I loved it. I loved the end.
All right,
Chapter 6, Chef's Kiss. Chapter 6. So after your brain is reprogrammed as Trevor, you decide that you're actually wanting, like, you give 2 shits about yourself. You're like, I'm freeing all of Arcadia. This is going down.
Go, Trevor, go.
Yeah, I know. And like earlier, you had this conversation with Vivian, and Vivian was like, there's really only one way to
escape Arcadia.
Yeah, and it was to go up to her office and press this big button. And so he's like, I'm going to go press that button. And then he starts on his way. And then as this starts, you actually turn out to be like focused on the television, which I think we learned, does number 6 do that later?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Yeah. It's now Trevor being like fully live streamed, and it is so freaking fun because as you're playing, it's like you're in a Twitch chat.
Yeah.
And this chat is so realistic. I wanted to die. It was
so good. Yeah.
So funny. There was like a section, and there was a reference to The Room. Did you see "Oh hi Mark" in the comments?
That's funny.
There's like a part where he said hi to somebody in the elevator that he had seen earlier, and they're like, "Hi, oh hi," and then the comments is like, "Oh hi Mark." I was dying. And then there was like stream will resume after an ad, like there was an ad break, and just everything about that whole live stream shenanigan. And then people being like, oh, this is so boring, just get there already. Like, I loved it. I loved everything about that chat. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then once he presses the button,
hold on, we find a spoiler before them, which is that the cop is an actor.
Oh, yes, that's like Angela's side of the story.
Yes. Yep. Yeah,
which made
is
a ton of sense.
Yes.
Because he was so comically over the top.
Yes, and it's just because he's an actor. He wasn't a cop at all. Okay, sorry. You can go to pressing the button now.
No, he presses... No, that's a good part of it. And he presses the button, and then Vivian comes out and goes, "You did it!
Yay!
You escaped Arcadia!"
Woo!
And then she's like, "This has been the first episode of our spin-off
Escape
series.
Arcadia!
Our Escape Arcadia!" And so then she starts talking about how there's a twist on how to make these unprofitable people profitable, which is having a spin-off show, Escape Arcadia, where they try to get citizens to escape. And I was like, okay, here's my Truman Show Inception. But
yes, you were quite on the nose.
almost, because Angela was not being filmed herself, though.
Yeah.
And she wasn't in on it. But, like, I would have thought that if it was truly what I was thinking was, like, Angela was also being filmed as a TV show, or she was in on it. That was, like, another idea that I had, but she seemed too sincere.
She wasn't.
She seemed way too sincere for that to be the case. That wasn't what I was strongly thinking. But the whole escaping Arcadia was. And then you have the big bomb dropped, which is that Vivian was in the original breakouts, the Arcadia 6 breakout. And she signed a deal because the outside world kind of sucks. And she was like, let me in.
She's like, send me back.
Yeah. Which, valid.
Vibe.
Valid vibe.
So she is number 6, is what we find out. She is literally number 6.
Oh, yeah, and she's number 6. Sorry, that was the other big thing. Yep.
Yes. Now, at this moment, I thought that there was going to be like a red pill and a blue pill moment where he was going to be able to be like, you know what? Let me forget about it, clear it back out. Let me just go back to living my life. I thought there was going to be a red or blue pill, but there wasn't. But there was a moment where I was like, is this the Matrix?
Like a dual ending thing that you could have chosen between?
Not even that I would choose it, but I would expect, like in a video game you would. I just really thought that at the end of this breakout show, they wouldn't actually be letting people out. Like, I don't know why I thought that they wouldn't do that. And so I was like, they have to be a way to go back in. So I thought it was going to be like, the Matrix, you take one and you remember, you take one and you forget. And so I thought that was going to be his choice at the end, but it really wasn't. It was just done. He was just out.
Yeah, he was out. And then she said that he could have, like, been part of the show. That was what she was trying to get him to do.
Yeah, but then he slandered it, like, super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which
then
good
they
for
sold
him.
merch about the slander.
Yeah,
Walton Media, so realistic.
So realistic.
So corporation, oh my god.
Well, then, and then the best part, too, is at the end, he just leaves or whatever, and then during his, like, escape sequence, he told the most popular guy in town the truth, so then that guy is, like, the next guy that finds out the truth.
Steve Just,
Yeah.
Yeah, they do this whole epilogue that's really fun, and you also, there's an element to this game that we haven't really talked about, which is at some times it splices to like a documentary style interview of the two of them after all of these events. And then at the very end, you learn that Trevor and Angela have formed their own production company and they funded this documentary. But then at the end, like, they don't get their comeuppance. The corporation wins and nobody cares.
And they watch the TV show themselves. They watch it.
No. They watch Escape Arcadia, which is on its, like, 6th season or whatever, and Steve Just is the host after escaping.
I can feel the bummer in your voice, but I cannot describe to you how much I enjoyed that, because it was so realistic.
It was so realistic, it hurt.
Not only was it so realistic, and then they continued passing laws that made it more realistic.
Yes.
It's totally chill that this jingle exists. Yeah, great. Let's do it.
Yeah, it was like after the fact that they were like, yeah, the jingle is legal. That's what made me sad. I was like, the jingle is legal? Really?
Yeah. So, like, was that miserable? Absolutely. Was it so realistic? Yes. And then the fact that they watched it.
I didn't like the jingle being legal thing. That was where I was like, this is an interesting ending.
I can feel your bummer, but I just want you to know that you can't kill my vibe.
No, I'm glad that you liked it. But
I thought it was
that
quite
was
good.
why I was bummed, is more of like the corporations like after the fact getting laws passed that made what they did legal.
You're a humanitarian. It's okay.
It was sad. It was just a bummer. And then it ends and it wasn't like
And then it's
good
over.
or it wasn't bad. Like
Kendra wrote a book. So good for her.
Ew, God, we hate Kendra.
We do hate Kendra. Kendra sucks.
She sucks. Yeah, so I liked it, but that was why the ending was kind of a bummer for me, because there was no satisfaction of any kind of like Walton Media getting any sort of blowback. In fact, Escape from Arcadia is like re-upped their numbers and made them more successful than ever.
It did. It was very realistic. I guess because this makes me sound so terrible. Again, if this existed in real life, I would not be for it. I would like to reiterate that. In concept, I find it really, really fun. Like, just the theory of it. And so seeing that at the end, it being like this, oh, haha, our numbers went up, is so funny to me. Like, that is hilarious, because that's just so reality television. It's just so reality television. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a very funny ending. But I admit, okay, it's sad for humanity. Sad.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Okay.
Just slightly depressing.
Wrap up?
Yeah. Well, obviously, I said it at the beginning. I'll say it now. I recommend it. I think I would give this one... see, this is one of those, like, it was just a really good game for me. Like, it was a really good game for me. I love film and television. I love behind-the-scenes reality TV. I love the Truman Show is one of my favorite shows. So this felt like a game. Oh, yes. Sorry. Wait. I said shows? Is that not the same? I guess it's not. Yeah, you're right. I'm realizing now that I use that synonymously now, and that's kind of depressing, but that's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to rock your worldview.
I know. Like, what have I done to myself? But it's definitely like one of my favorite media items. Jesus Christ.
Movies. Just say movies.
I thought I already said movies, and so I was like, okay, anyway. I love all of those things. This thing felt like it was made for me. It feels like a Bridget, like 4 or 5 out of 5, probably more like a Bridget 5 out of 5. I would say realistically for just about everyone else, it would not be that. Yeah,
but when are these ratings ever for everybody else? It's for you.
I guess that's true. I just feel like you're going to look at the other 5 out of 5s I gave and then be like, ooh, Bridget. But it felt really good for me, and I really enjoyed the whole thing. All of it I really enjoyed. And the only like downside that I really had was there were periods of time at the beginning where I hadn't grokked that it was a movie yet, where I was like, where is the gameplay at? But then once I had accepted that this was a movie and I was watching a movie, I had a lot of fun. And I didn't run into any of the bugs that you guys ran into, so caveat obviously on that. And I thought that the voice acting was so well done, and I thought the writing was really humorous and really funny, and there were so many like little things in running I really enjoyed. So anyway, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 turtles.
Kovacs. I like that. That feels great for you. I like that a lot.
I really enjoyed it.
Sometimes things are a 5 out of 5. I think we both rated High on Life a 5 out of 5 because of how fun it was.
I loved that game. I still stand by that. The guy's trash. I love
that game. Yes.
Love that game.
Yeah. That man is trash. They're making a second one.
They are, which I really want to play, but we need to, I guess, look first to see if
he was fired from the
Okay,
stuff.
Great. Yeah. Then we should play it. Yeah.
Anyways, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I would not say it was like made for me like it was made for you necessarily. I just had a lot of fun with it, but there was nothing particularly innovative or standout for me. So I think I'm just gonna like fun. I liked it. I had a good time, but I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5. I feel like if we had this the out of 10, I'd do a 7 out of 10.
One day.
But I again, it's nothing against the game necessarily. It's more just that I thought it was really solid, but nothing was like, whoa, for me.
I think that's fair. And I think that the draw of this game is definitely the concept of it. And so
yeah. I thought the concept was fun and I had a good time, but it didn't do it in a way that like made me go like, whoa, or like really made me think, you know?
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that.
Just for me personally, like it just,
yeah.
I'm not like leaving this game and going like, you know? I'm just going like, oh, okay, fun.
No, I totally get it. And like, will I think about this game as frequently as apparently I still think about The Last of Us 2? No, absolutely not. Because that thing apparently just won't leave my head for some reason. But I definitely think that it was a delightful use of my time. Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. I realized, and we don't have to do this because this episode ended up being longer than what I expected. I realized that we had a game showcase that we probably could talk about as an on-topic, off-topic, but I'm not necessarily prepared for it.
Okay, let's do an on-topic of the Summer Games Fest, Xbox Game Showcase, PlayStation, blah, blah, blah. I did not watch them all. So I have purely consumed announces from tangential media, but is there anything particularly exciting for you that was announced?
Yes. There were 2 standouts for me, maybe 3-ish from the Xbox one. I didn't see the PlayStation one, so if you have standouts from that, I'd love to hear them. But standouts for me we're getting multiple sequels, which I'm excited for. So like The Outer Worlds 2 is getting a sequel, which I'm really excited about. I loved the original Outer Worlds, and I've made Chris play it, and so now I'm watching him play it because I really enjoyed it, and he's actually really enjoying it, which is surprising to me because he doesn't normally like those kinds of games, but he's actually having fun with it, which I think is nice. I'm excited for Planet of Lana 2 also. That's another sequel. And the first one I felt like was ripe for sequeling.
We were lukewarm on Planet of Lana, though.
Well, I know, but it was still a pretty game. Like, I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Like, it was a pretty game. I felt like the concept at the end with, like, the little languages, if they expounded on that more, then I feel like you could have fun. So I don't think it's a total like zero fest. I think that they could find a way to make that fun. But then the real standouts that I'm really excited, oh wait, and High on Life 2, I literally just said that, but multiple sequels, is there are no ghosts at the Grand. Did you see that? Okay, it looked so fun. There are no ghosts at the Grand. So the way that they kicked off the No Ghosts at the Grand thing was that you're like doing this renovation at this haunted hotel kind of thing.
Looks really cool.
And it looked like a renovation game, but then it's like a mystery puzzle game at this dilapidated hotel. It looked so weird and so fun, and it was so off kilter. Like, I was not expecting a renovation haunted puzzle game, and then it appeared. I'm so excited for that one. I'm like wildly excited for that one.
Yeah, this looks really cool. This looks very interesting. I feel like for me, and again, I will say I've not caught up like at all on things. But for me, I'm very excited about Grounded 2. Which is
I still need to play the first one.
I will play it with you if you would like. I think it's a really fun like survival crafting game. And I enjoy those a lot. It's like my Valheims, my Grounded. Like I just always will take another like well-crafted survival crafting co-op game. And I was excited that Silk Song is coming out with the new Xbox device. I think that's what that means.
I thought that's what that meant, but I guess with your confusion, I guess I don't know if I'm confused.
Confirm anything, but it was used as the game in the trailer for the new device, and so I'm taking it as like, hey, it's finally releasing, but who truly knows? Yeah. Other than that, you know, I guess we will just see how things play out. Like I need to get more caught up on all the announcements, but those were the ones that stood out to me.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I want to play Grounded at some point. I got my brother to install it last night, but we haven't played it yet. But we'll do it at some point in the future. So if you want to hang out with me and my brother, let me know.
I would love
I
that.
think you're like, yeah, let's do it. There was one other one that I think could go either way, and that was the Clockwork Revolution one.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, which looked like it could be interesting. I think it could be hit or miss, so we'll see. But it at least captured my attention. And then there was that one that looked like Pow World that wasn't Pow World, even though it sounded like the song in the background said Pow World. It was quite confusing to me. I'm still confused.
It was
Animo, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds so familiar. It
or Anima.
Really Animo, yeah.
Okay.
Anemo, maybe? Because it's a double I.
Oh, it is a double I.
Yeah. Anemo is a free-to-play, creature-catching, open-world action RPG.
Yeah, and I'm still not sure if it's Pow World. I don't think it is. But I swear to God, if you listen to the song in the background of that trailer, it sounds like they're using the word Pow World, which is very confusing to me.
I don't think it is. I think it's a completely different game. No, they have nothing to do with each other.
Great. Cool.
What else? You know, a lack of showing for horror games for me this year.
Ooh.
I don't know if I've seen anything that is particularly interesting in the horror genre or even heard an inkling of interesting indie horror games. So
it looks like a Silent Hill announced in PlayStation State of Play.
Oh, was there? I see. I haven't caught up on PlayStation.
Hold on, I'm scrolling. Wow, they announced a lot of things. I don't know what they are.
High on Life 2. That's exciting.
Oh wait, maybe this. Okay, it says Silent Hill F.
Maybe.
Silent Hill F launches September 25th. Maybe we'll get to it before Silent Hill F. Yeah. A perilous journey as the high schooler's hometown is engulfed in fog.
I just loved Crow Country so much last year. I'm like waiting for
You're looking for another one.
Like another similar, like interesting indie horror game. Like that's actually what I want, you know? I just haven't heard of any buzzy ones yet this year or like any big ones announced. Ready to close it?
Yeah, let's close it.
Tiny aquarium, social fish key. Okay, Steam, stop trying to take my attention with all your pop-ups and nonsense.
I was just trying to figure out what was a Nintendo Direct, but I'm failing so massively.
There was a Nintendo. Oh, actually, no, there wasn't a Nintendo Direct. They were launching the Switch.
Oh, yeah. The Direct is set for July, so we haven't got that one yet.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a lot of cut from this. This could be an editing nightmare for me.
So sorry.
That's okay. We both are responsible. Okay. Thank you for listening to our podcast. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and rate it. Truly, please rate it. Give us some stars on the platforms. It really helps, apparently. I know nothing about these algorithms, but I know it does. It truly helps. So
it has to
please
help.
do that. If you are a regular listener and you haven't done it yet, and you're still listening and you haven't closed it yet, please do that. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Bridget, have you updated our YouTube yet?
No, I will. God. Guys, I'm so sorry.
At baddybreakdowns.com. Oh, sorry. No, visit our website at baddybreakdowns.com. Forgot the beginning of that sentence, made by the amazing Bridget. And the podcast art was done by the wonderful Tanisha Vernicar, and it was edited by me. And I also made our theme song. Join us next time to hear us two baddies break down Expedition 33.
Ooh. Are we going to have a special guest, Maddie? Have we decided yet?
We might have a special guest. So
we'll find out.
The thing that Bridget is going to do is she's going to make it to Act 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know. I've been enjoying it so far, so hopefully I can make it. I believe in myself.
I'm so excited. You're about to go on a cruise.
You're right. But maybe I want to like cruise, Maddie. And not.
Is it the whole thing about cruises that you're like relaxing for like 60, like a good 60 to 50, 70? I don't know what I'm saying.
What
words
even scale are you on right now? Is that going to be hours a week?
Words!
Because theoretically it should be 24/7.
Aren't you relaxing like 60% of the time and then
we were doing percentages. Okay, it's Alaska. I'm going to be relaxing at least 90% of the time.
Yeah, and then you're going outside and you're going to look at the glaciers and you're going to be like, ooh, wow. And then you're going to go back and you're just going to relax.
It's true. That's what I will be doing.
So I believe in you with the way that you play games.
That's true. I'm pretty speedilicious.
Yeah.
Although I will admit that this game I have been quite taking my time.
That's the best way to play it. Don't feel like you have to rush yourself.
Great.
I still have not beat it, and I think I have over 60 hours.
You do, because the little count is on my PDP whenever I see it. It's always Maddie last played 2 hours ago. 60 hours.
Yeah. So I love it. Game of the year so far. I'm saying it.
Okay. Stay tuned next time, folks.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
God.